Tom Phipps is quite revolutionary, not in his gardening techniques, but his bravery to be the first Parkinson's patient in the world to take on a new treatment. Behind his ear, you can see just a glint of the groundbreaking equipment, a series of tubes hidden under his scalp and through his skull, so a protein treatment can be pumped deep into his brain. He was diagnosed 8 years ago.
I have a hope that it will make a difference, if not halt the progress of my condition, at least make some sort of change in my system so I can actually lead a much more active life for a little bit longer. And if it doesn't affect me, it may affect and positively affect somebody at a later stage.
It involves complex surgery where 4 tubes are placed under the skin and pushed down through the scalp. There are 2 on either side of the head, and these are fed deep within the brain, into the part which regulates movement and directly to the areas where cells die because of Parkinson's. The GDNF protein is then injected once a month through a port just behind the ear and pushed through the tubes and catheters by an external pump, with the hope it will encourage the cells to grow again. The doctors are now looking for another 36 patients to further their research.
If this technology proves to be safe and reliable, and we've got the first indications of that from the first trial we've done now in 6 patients over the last 9 months, then it has huge applications across neurological disease, not only for treating neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, but also brain tumours and lots and lots of different conditions, because one of the big problems with neurological disease is getting drugs across the blood-brain barrier into the right place.
Here at the Cambridge Centre for Brain Repair, they're going to be watching this trial in Bristol very closely. Already here they're looking at gene therapy and stem cell research, all part of that international push to try and find a cure for Parkinson's.
So essentially the idea is that you bring the port up.
Their Professor Roger Barker is excited by this new development, but warns it will be some time before all patients see this type of therapy on offer.
I think we're talking at least 5 or 10 years before this treatment becomes a sort of possibility, and then one has to realise that this is not a therapy which will apply to everybody. So this will only really work probably in the younger patients, earlier in the disease course. The great thing about trials like this is it makes people realise that there are new treatments being tried in Parkinson's disease. So there's a great hope with this new advent of experimental therapeutics that better treatments and cures will come along.
Tom believes it has already had an impact on his symptoms, and simply being involved in this research has given him a new feeling of control, a sense he can help fight this frustrating disease for himself and others. Rhiannon Mills, Sky News.